Hello and welcome to our short class where we're going to be focusing on tree pose. So to start with today, I'd like you to come down onto your back. So lower all the way down, place your heels quite close to your bum, palms plant next to your hips, looking up to the ceiling. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lift your hips up off of the ground. Take a couple breaths here, really squeezing the bum muscles together. Lowering the hips back down to the ground. Then grab behind the thighs, tuck your chin, just rock and roll backwards and forwards until you come up to a seated position. From here, you're going to lean back slightly on your hip bone, lift your legs up in front of you, arms come up in line with your lower legs into boat pose. Feel your core muscles turn on here, lengthen through the spine, maybe point your toes. And again, just a couple breaths here. If you would like to make this easier, you can bring your hands down to the ground or bring your toes down to the ground. And then leaning forward, soles of your feet come together, hips wide, butterfly pose. Now the closer in your heels are, the stronger stretch you're going to feel. So lengthen through the spine, maybe your elbows come onto your knees, lean forward. Opening up the hips slightly. I'm going to turn to face the camera for this one, but you can stay where you are. I'm going to bring the knees up. We're going to plant the feet flat on the ground, lean yourself forward and come into a yogi squat. So your toes are pointing out, hips are down, arms come in between the legs, hands to heart center. Now if you'd like, you can come up to a higher squat. Just depends how this feels for you. Opening up the hips. Bring the hands down to the ground, leaving your right leg where it is. You're going to take the left leg out long. Now I come up off of my heel of my right leg here, but you can leave it down if you've got the flexibility. Left toes point up and just feel that stretch in the middle of the inside leg. Couple breaths here, lengthen through the spine. You can keep your hands to the ground or have them at heart center, completely up to you. And then you're going to bend into the left knee, walk your hands over, start straightening the other leg. That left knee is going to come outwards as much as you can, so you're opening the hips. Again, hands can be on the ground or they can be at heart center. Bending into the right knee, you're going to come forward into a high lunge at the top of your mat. So come onto the toes of your left foot. Rock your left foot forward into a forward fold. Feet hips distance apart. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up, come up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, so we've warmed up the hips, so let's get into our tree pose. We're going to ground down through our right leg. The left leg is going to externally rotate, so open that knee up. Then you can leave your toes on the ground. You can bring them to your lower leg, or you can use your hand to bring your toes up to your thigh. Now, it doesn't matter where you get to here, but just do not have your foot on your knee. So if you can't bring it up to your thigh, leave it on your lower leg. So find whatever position feels good for you. Hands can be at heart center, on hips, up above. Completely up to you. Find somewhere in front of you that's not moving. Focus there. Now, while you're in this position, you should feel a little bit of pushing between your foot and your leg, and your knee should be trying to move backwards. Okay, so we're opening the hips here, and we've got some muscle engagement going on in the legs and the feet. And if you wobble, it's fine. Just come back in. So find your tree pose. And then release that leg down. Just bounce up the legs. We're going to come on to the other side. So ground down for your left foot. Right knee externally rotates. And again, either place your toes on the ground, your lower leg, or pick it up and place it on your left thigh. Again, that knee is pushing backwards. Your foot and your thigh are having some resistance there. They're pushing on each other. My socks are slipping because I've got fluffy socks on today, so I'm going to lower that to my lower leg. Hands to your heart centre, or on your hips, or up above. Just whatever feels good for you, as long as you're opening up the hip area here. Find your balance. And then releasing that leg down. Just bounce up the knees. And that's us done for today. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that. Please leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Subscribe, it really helps to support my channel, and I will see you next time.